For today's service, for those of y'all who don't know it, my husband is an unpublished poet. So I asked him to write me a poem. And so this was a couple of weeks ago. So a couple of days ago, I'm thinking, I haven't got my poem yet. So I asked him, I said, so have you finished it? He said, well, God's not giving me a poem. I said, okay. He said he's giving me a writing. I said, as long as I get something okay, on Sunday afternoon, I'm good with it. So I hope that it touches you as it touched me.
Amen.
And the title is God's Comets. A comet, historically referred to as dirty snowballs, is a small heavenly body that develops a cloudy tail as it moves in an orbit around the sun. This celestial body appears as a fuzzy head around a bright nucleus. Since the tail of a comet looks like long hair streaming behind the head, the Greeks gave them the name cometes, which literally means long hair. The English name comes from the Greek word kome, meaning shock of hair. The body of the comet is made up of mostly ice and dust with some volatile gases. When they approach the sun, the solar waves melt and ignite the gases and dust, and we see the tail as it points away from the sun. Unlike meteors and asteroids, a comet has its own gravitational field. Therefore, they have their own orbit that varies from several years to several million years. They circle around the sun and are thrown back out to repeat their journey. We can only see a fraction of the 5,252 known comets, and many can only be seen by telescope. Missionaries definitely are unique among God's workers. Amen. Though you may not refer to them as dirty, they do not mind getting dirty in His service. They do have a gravitational constant that can be felt wherever they go, whether at general conference, annual conference, or a district conference.
Amen.
Missionaries, whether male and female, tend to draw those who truly love to serve Him. They glow brighter as they approach the sun. That's S-O-N. But their light points toward the sun, S-O-N, not away from Him. They have a unique orbit through executive board and quadrennial before they are sent back out to do His work once again. And even though we see them in packs, like we have a pack of us today, we only see a few of them. Most of them prefer to go unsung because they only need approval of their God to feel fulfilled. They are embarrassed by the attention, but just want to do His will. They realize that if the Lord does nothing else for them, He has already done enough. Amen. Today, we honor those who have plowed the road before us, those who have sacrificed and gone on to glory, those in whose shadows we stand, those who lit our way so that we might light the way for others. Amen. Knowing that this battle is the Lord's, and we are simply soldiers in His army. Amen. Today, we honor their passing and pray that we have done nothing to tarnish their memories. Amen. And I will call the names of for our missionaries. Sister Doris Morgan. Some of these people I didn't know, but you who have been around Lane a while, you know these people and you know these names. Mrs. Vassie Washington, who was a past president. Mrs. Harrice Gotch. Mrs. Gertrude Simpson. You know, we know people for certain things. Mrs. Simpson was always known for her hot water cornbread. She created potluck. Mrs. Ercie Hall. Miss Hester Cox. Mrs. Henrietta Bush. Mrs. Catherine Bradley. My mom, Mrs. Florence Kelly. Mrs. Vera Simmons. Mrs. Louise Self. And our own Sister Mildred Davis. Sister Davis wasn't an active missionary as far as attending meetings, but nothing went on in this church that she was not a part of.
Amen.
When something was going on, when you walked in, that table was going to have a skirt around it. She was going to have decorations up, weddings, funerals, because anything that you could have. And so we lost her this year. And I wanted to just recognize her for what she has meant to me and to the Lane family here.